perfecting my craft. Anything I can do to better myself, tweaking my craft.
Obviously, everybody came in. Last year, everybody was new. Like everybody's kind of getting acclimated. Where do you feel you guys are, and you individually are as an individual and as a team this year compared to last year?
Yeah, I feel like it would be a little unfair for me to sit up here and compare this year and last year. What I will say, I'm happy about it being a new season, a fresh start, a new set of guys, a new group of guys. I'll speak for myself as far as where I am. I'm a little lighter this year. I feel a lot more faster, a little bit more stronger, but I'm just trying to perfect my craft.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look fitter. You look like you leaned out. What was that a project of? Just kind of, assessing what happened last year and just figuring out ways to maybe improve from last year.
Yeah, obviously last year I went down with an injury, the second to the last game of the season, and obviously with that, well not obviously, but with that injury, it's a little bit hard to work out and lift. So I went through a whole rehab process, and as I was rehabbing, I took my time opposed to just jumping into weights and trying to gain muscle right away. So got back healthy, then I started working out, lifting, and that's where I am. I'm kind of just building muscle right now. So I'm kind of just shred the leaves off the tree and then throw them back on some more.
You were playing your best football of the season, probably those last 4 games before you got hurt. When it comes to the sacks and pressures and things like that, you're doing a good job with everything else prior to that. But do you feel like you were playing your best football toward the end of last season, and you can hopefully pick up from where you left out?
Yeah, football, and especially at this level, statistics are very tricky. You can sit there and stare at stats, but at the end of the day, as long as you're grading out well, by the coaches and you're doing your job, and you might be freeing up other guys, or as long as you're, putting the team first, that's all that matters. Do I want more stats? Of course. Is that my goal? Of course. I would be selling myself. I would be selling myself short if I didn't. But you can't go chasing them, So.
Chandler, when it comes to the defense as a whole, I'm sure you guys want to perform better than you did last year. What's sort of the key to taking those steps forward? Maybe if you've been in the past in a unit that maybe your first year there wasn't what you thought it was, and eventually got to a place where it's excelled. What's been typically the path to get there?
Yeah, I've always thought when it comes to looking for success, and this is in any aspect of life, but whenever you're looking for success and you have things that are seasonal like football, for me it's been very advantageous to just flush it and erase it. Learn from your mistakes, see what you did wrong. Obviously you don't want to get burned twice, but flushing it. And like I said, this is a fresh year, which I'm very excited about. We have a fresh team, a few new coaches sprinkled around, and I'm excited.
Saw Josh McDaniels with his arm around you kind of before. What are those messages like, and just that relationship with him and how it's evolved over the years between you two?
Yeah, Josh is a hell of a person. He's very cerebral. He knows what he's talking about. He's a player's coach, and I've known Josh since I was a kid, and now I can sit here as a man and say that. So I'm just having that relationship. Just him being out here and just getting the guys ready for practice.
Chandler, how much weight have you lost leading up to from last year? Maybe you said you're getting strength back, but where are you at?
Right now I'm about 255, 250, and I could play there. I don't know. We'll see when training camp starts, but I feel good. I feel fast, and we'll see what happens.
How did that rehab process go for you? Just the trying to work through it and get more kind of used to the new artillery, I guess, you have in your arm, because it looked like there was like they were calling it a Terminator arm for a minute.
Oh no!
What's in that? What do you got?
Fortunately, I didn't require any surgery.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, I didn't have any surgery in my elbow, but
Okay.
as far as strengthening, it could be a Terminator arm because it's really strong. But no work done.
Overall, though, was the process pretty smooth?
Yeah. It was. I feel like when it comes to injuries at this sport, most players that go through injuries, they kind of have a better season going into because they take that rehab process and it goes into their workout, their training process, and then maybe forward. But we'll see what happens. But my rehab went very well. Elbow feels fine.
Chandler, what was it like watching John accomplish what he did in March and being a part of that, and then also how much is that kind of driving? I know brothers are often driven by, maybe doing more than their brother did and that kind of thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, I get more nervous, and I said this before, I get more nervous for his fights than my own games. And it ended in the first round it felt good for me because I was sitting there nervous, hands sweaty, I couldn't really eat. So since it ended early, you know, a huge weight off of my shoulders, I was sitting up there, and they called me in the octagon. That was pretty cool. Not sure if you guys see me on TV, but I was fishing for the cameras. I'm the little brother here. But yeah, that was fun.
Chandler, you got a young prospect, Tyree Wilson, now in the building. He's pointed to you and Max as players that he looks up to and is trying to learn from. How's that interaction gone so far with Tyree?
It's been great. Where I am now as a player, it's my job to grab guys like Tyree, Adam Plants, another guy you might not heard of, but Adam. These guys are young and they have such a high ceiling. They can go so far. And I was just saying this the other day. I wish I had, when I was a young player, and I had Vince Wilfork, but he wasn't much of a pass rusher. But I wish I had a Max Crosby, a Chandler Jones in my room as a rookie. The things that it's our job as a player to pass that down, and the things that we can share to these guys. I'm just excited for these players for sure.
So physically imposing.
Yeah,
For
I mean his build. I mean he's looking at him. I mean, I'm excited to have him on the team. That's all. It's gonna be good for us.
Chandler, we do know Adam Plant. He's a local kid here from UNLV, so we've seen him a lot. So, but what has caught your eye about him? Obviously, he's stood out.
Work ethic. If I was an NFL scout, the first thing I would look at a player is their consistency as far as their practice. Are they the same person every day? Do they have an up day? Do they have a down day? But work ethic, because that's one thing you can't coach. Tell them guys, go harder. It's something that's just in you if you don't have it. So those two guys, especially Adam, definitely it stands out how hard he works.
I was just wondering, Chandler, what was the first interaction between you and Jacoby Myers like after he was added to the team, and did you guys discuss the infamous play?
We spoke about it briefly. We didn't harp on it too much. I gave him a little smirk. That's all. That's all he got from me. But no, we spoke about it. I did tell him that he handled the media well after it. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but he handled the media very well. And yeah, that was it.
Earlier today, Patrick Graham came up and he talked about how you were one of his favorite players he's ever coached, and obviously you've been with him for a long time, as a coach, and so, how is that relationship continuing to grow going into this Spartan career, and how are you able to see him and how he, interacts with the new players coming in as well?
Pat is another guy. He's very cerebral. He's a very smart person. Pat, I was just telling one of the younger guys, Pat was my position coach as a rookie. So just to see him level up, his coaching style, even his job title, it's been amazing for me as a friend. Not as a coworker or as him being my coach, but as a friend. It's been fun to watch. So I'm very happy for him.
You've been in the NFL since 2012, and you're out here volunteering workouts. Where does that hunger come from, wanting to be better every day and wanting to help your team be better?
Just loving football, honestly. I know the importance of having the whole roster here at this time. It's very advantageous, gelling together, camaraderie, but just the love of the game, honestly. There's still goals that I would like to have. There's still team goals and individual goals, and it would be a little bitter to kind of not get them, because I still feel great. So that's all. Love being here. Love OTAs. I don't think I've missed one in 12 years. I think it's my 12th OTA, and it's fun.
Chandler, how important is continuity when it comes to being in the same scheme and taking that next step?
I feel like it's very important, and times like right now, this is where you get that chemistry, quarterback to receivers. I mean, defensive tackles to defensive ends. You want to have the chemistry where, I look to the guy next to me, and I wouldn't have to say anything. I can just give him a head nod, and he knows exactly what that means. That's the kind of things that you need to build around this time, because you won't get that showing up in the fall. You have to do it now.
That's good. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.